Hey folks, Matt here. Thanks for stopping by again. Hey, listen, I've been thinking, like I always do, asking why. I'm wondering. I grew up. I was born in 1965. Grew up in the 70s. I was 5 years old, running home scared because they were telling us at school that the globe was freezing. They showed us an animation of the polar caps freezing down into North America and even getting into northern Indiana. And I grew up in Indianapolis and Lebanon, Indiana. So I was super scared, ran home, and my dad talked me off the cliff. That's one thing my dad's good at is smelling bullshit upwind a mile away. So so they went from the globe was freezing, the government and propaganda. They went from the government's freeze or the globe is freezing to just 15 years after that, now mankind is melting the ice caps because of our activity. Fossil fuels and all that stuff. So why did they switch? And by the way, it hasn't happened. The year is 2023. It's almost 2024, and the beaches of Florida are still the same as they were 50 years ago. Okay, nothing's changed. All the predictions Al Gore fooled people with have not come true. So why? And by the way, propaganda is very powerful. Just analog propaganda in World War II caused the women of Okinawa to throw their children off of cliffs to their deaths, and then they jumped in after. So that was just poster, newspaper, and radio propaganda. It's super powerful now by magnitude. So why'd they do this? Why is the government giving everybody a common adversary to unite them to buy into all this electrical vehicle, electric power, and all that stuff? Well, it's pretty simple. Control, centralization. Right now, gasoline and the oil industry gives everybody maximum freedom. Okay, anybody can pump oil. There are single well operations in Oklahoma that they fire it up as soon as the price per barrel gets high enough. So gasoline is freedom. Once, let's say in 30 years, when the number of electrical vehicles matches the number of internal combustion engines on the road, that will be a point where they can snuff out gas-powered cars and get everybody on electricity. So in 50 years, the only gas cars on the road will be rusty ones or, classics and antiques. And so what happens? Everybody's on electricity. You can only get your electricity from one place. That's the public utility. You move, who do you call? One phone number, right? There's just one company. So all your power will come and all your mobility and all your freedom will be dependent on the government. When you plug your car into your 220 outlet, and of course garages will have 220 outlets to accommodate electrical vehicles, that circuit will be addressable. And the government can shut that off if they need to wirelessly, because on the side of this house is a Landis+& Gyr wireless power meter. No more people walking from house to house reading the meters. Remember that? But so they'll be able to shut that circuit off if you are not in good standing with the government, your local, state, and federal government. They won't, you won't be able to drive anywhere. You won't be able to charge your car here in your driveway or garage. And not only that, the plug, I did a separate video on this, the plug that plugs into your electrical vehicle will also tap into its computer. And it will report nightly how many miles you've driven, or maybe once a week, I don't know, once a month, but it will know how much you're driving and it will be able to tax you accordingly. So getting everybody off of oil, off of gas, just means that they can centralize everything now. The electricity only comes from one source. So that it's a perfect plan based on lies to get everybody onto electricity. So there you have it, folks. That's my theory. I'm sticking with it. Let me know if you think otherwise. And by the way, I will put a link in the description of a video, the reality of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. We are at baseline. We are at 600 million year lows right now as far as CO2 in the atmosphere. We came dangerously close at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. We were at 280 parts per million, and photosynthesis shuts down at 180. Between 180 and 150. So right now, I think today in 2023, we're at 406, but it's still very low. But watch that video in the link in the description. And thanks for stopping by. Let me know your thoughts as well. We'll see you. Bye.